Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayleigh. Welcome if you're new. If you're coming back, hi. I appreciate you. So I am here today recording the new moon videos. Of course, this new moon is actually a solar eclipse, so this video will be a little bit different. I'll be using a different spread. I'll be actually using what's called the Destiny spread. It's quite fun. It's 15 cards. And before I get into the actual readings, I want to talk just a little bit about this eclipse. Now, I am pretty new to studying astrology, so I will do my best to explain what I do know, and kind of go from there. Okay, so all right. So first of all, one of the first things that will be different about these videos is that I will not be talking about what area of life you should be starting something new, because eclipses, it's not just a regular new and full moon. The energy is extremely hard to predict. Eclipses, lunar and solar, bring fated events into your life that have to happen. Often, okay, I'm not going to say often, but sometimes they're crises that are meant to realign you to where you're supposed to be going. So what actually happens on an eclipse is, so the north and south node are points. They're fictional points. They don't actually exist. They're not planets, but they're points that show you what you need to work to let go of, what talents and stuff you're bringing already to the table, but that aren't really serving you so well, and what you need to strive to go towards. So the thing about eclipses is it really, really emphasizes this. So a lunar eclipse is a full moon, right? It's when the sun is on the north node and the moon is on the south node. Well, this particular one anyway. So that's how this one happened, right? This last one that just happened. Sun is in Gemini, moon is in Sagittarius. So we were letting go, south node and Sagittarius, of beliefs, belief structures, long distance travel, feeling like we already know things, and we were learning to grow more into Gemini, which is learning new things, using our hands, being open to new information. So that's kind of the general theme of this particular eclipse cycle. So that was the full moon, right? Now we're at the new moon. Moon has come back around. Moon and sun are joining on the eclipse, on the north node, with Mercury, which is now in retrograde. So Mercury's like backing up the bus to join the sun, the moon, and the north node. Okay, so this new moon solar eclipse, what is happening now is there's a theme that's already come up for you that you are probably already aware of, that relates to the Sagittarius and Gemini themes in your life. And now the eclipse will be bringing in some fated events or messages, Mercury, that are showing you which way you need to go. Does that make sense? 4 for 4. Nice. So how this shows up for each ascendant and moon sign is going to be a little bit different, because each zodiac sign represents a different area of your life, right? So depending on what time you were born, that's going to change things. If you don't know what time you were born, then I suggest listening to your moon sign, and then your sun sign, because the moon sign is more individual. It's more personal than the sun. The sun represents what spirit wants you to become in this life, what you are working to become. But the moon represents your mind and your emotional makeup. And because the moon is the fastest thing that moves in our sky, it's more personal and individual. So if you don't know what time you're born, you don't know what ascendant you are, look for your moon sign and then your sun sign. General themes before I get into each sign and do the tarot readings is basically we're learning to let go of old beliefs, old belief structures, organized religion, how we travel across the globe. That obviously has changed dramatically. And we're faith in the established learning systems like higher education, like university and stuff. What we're going more towards is looking for being involved in our local neighborhood. That's Gemini. Getting more connected with our siblings and our neighbors. Being more open to new ideas and information and searching for the truth. It's less about already knowing, like I already know the truth and you can't tell me any different, and more about, oh, that is a new perspective. I'm interested in learning about that. So yeah, Gemini is also like using your hands and learning to speak. It's initiatory instructions. So it's the initial instructions when you're learning something new. So astrology courses, for example, or learning how to read tarot, or learning a new language, or learning how to cook for the first time. Like at the beginning of lockdown, everybody went on a huge sourdough craze, right? So first, I'm going to start with Aries. Aries. This eclipse is happening in your third house. Gemini, right? That is your third house. So if you're Aries rising, Aries moon, Aries sun, this will be affected. Well, everything that I already said definitely applies. This is about learning how to listen and communicate. The third house also relates to like small business, and like sole proprietor small business. It could very well be that you've had to give up travel plans for the whole last year and a half, and you're learning to take it a little more easy and stay a little closer to home, and but this eclipse will bring in something faded, not to be like fatalistic about it, but eclipses signal major change. And like I said in the beginning, it's impossible to predict exactly how it's going to show up. But if you have any personal planets, or really any planet, but personal planets around the degrees of where the North Node and the Sun and the Moon are, so I think it's in between about 16 to 22 degrees. I would double check, but it's at 19 degrees. Yeah, so roughly about 15 to 16 to 22, 24 degrees of Gemini or Sagittarius. This will affect you quite a bit. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing that I didn't mention in the intro is because Mercury is right there. Mercury's already gone over the North Node. It's already gone over the Sun. Now it's coming back to meet it, right? It's in retrograde. So right on the eclipse, Mercury will be invisible, and then it will be Cazimi, which means that it's not really becoming visible, but it's a couple degrees away from the Sun. What this could very well bring is some message from Hermes, from Mercury, about what you're supposed to be doing in regards to your third house, what you're supposed to be learning. I just got major chills. So this message could come from anywhere. It could come from music. It could come from somebody in a conversation that you overhear, or something that one of your friends or one of your siblings said, even a video that you watch around that time. You could get the message on the eclipse, or you could get it a few weeks after the eclipse, or you could get it a couple of months after the eclipse. But most likely, most of the sources I've heard anyway say that you usually get the message on the day of the eclipse, or within a couple of weeks of the eclipse. But because of how Mercury is moving in there, I would suggest something like right away. The other thing is, this eclipse is being aspected in a supportive way by Saturn. Saturn is trining from Aquarius. So there's something about integrity and structure that will assist you during this time. And there's a square to Neptune. Neptune will be squaring the nodes for a little while, but essentially what that means, a square from Neptune is rough because it's lies and delusion and illusions and fabrications. So Aries, because of these two aspects, the square to Neptune and the trine from Saturn, definitely watch out for people trying to deceive you, especially when it comes to learning new things and taking in information from media, but also from other smaller communities too. Like you gotta just watch out. But Saturn will help with that integrity, and if you go within and listen to yourself, you should be able to suss it out. But for you, Aries, this eclipse is definitely about trusting your own process of learning. Okay, well, that's enough talking. Let's get into the tarot. So this is called a destiny reading. It's 15 cards. It's pretty cool. Okay, that's your first card. So lay out the first three, and then I'll lay out the rest. All right, so beginning theme. Ah, wow. Underneath the deck is the sun. All right, the opening theme for you, Aries, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Moon. The Moon and the Eight of Cups are reversed. So, Eight of Pentacles, this is saying that you are in a period of really working hard, paying attention to details, being consistent with stuff that you're doing in the material realm. So in your work life, in your day-to-day routine, with your health. The Eight of Cups reversed and the Moon reversed. Moon reversed, I'm reading that as you could very well be being deceived right now. Actually, Jupiter and Neptune are in your 12th house, definitely. You're probably picking up dreams. Maybe you've got a lot of fears around this time, like what's coming for me, oh my god. And maybe you're feeling abandoned Or like you need to jump ship somewhere, but you're holding yourself back from that. Or you're really, really holding on to something that maybe isn't really serving you right now. Okay. 15 cards, let's go. So first section is first path. Oh, I'm gonna flip them over like this. Second section is either elaboration on the first path or second path. Third section is psychological and environmental factors. Fourth section is outcome, karma, destiny. And by the way, sun underneath. Universe underneath that, holy. Okay, so sun at the bottom of the deck. The underlying theme of the reading is that things are coming to light. You're gaining a sense of freedom in some area. So there is something that is holding you back, something that has been nagging at you subconsciously, but in the end, ultimately, the sun is bringing out the truth of the situation. Okay, so first section, first path, first card, Ace of Swords. What did I just say about truth? Wow. Like I said, with all that talk about Mercury, there's some insight, some information that's coming to you that is incredibly important, that is helping you pierce through to the truth of the matter, whether it's a message from somebody else, whether it's a message from your inner or higher self, whether it's something you receive from a movie you watch or a song that you listen to. Pay attention because it's coming. Surrounded by, wow, this came out in my weekend reading, the Two of Wands and the Five of Wands reversed. So this to me says that there is a lot of fighting and ego clashes around you. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of my way or the highway. There's this creative fire that's burning. That, or you're lacking these things. You don't feel like you have them. You don't feel like you've gained any kind of mastery, or you're feeling incredibly unconfident. And then with the Five of Wands, it's like, actually, yeah, this could be something that is causing you a lot of strife, a lot of grief. Not like sad grief, but like, oh, I gotta go and face this again. And you've been thinking about walking away from it, but you haven't yet. Okay? Second path and or elaboration on the first, we have the Princess of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Wow. Okay, so Princess of Swords is reversed, right? Nine of Cups is upright. Seven of Cups reversed. So Princess of Swords reversed. This could be something as grim and as dark as somebody dying. It could be somebody lying to you. It could be something as light as you're not so sure about your own boundaries. You're not sure about a decision that you want to make. Whereas the Ace of Swords here is like, yes, fuck yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is like, I'm not really sure. I'm kind of waffling on it. I don't know what path to take. And the Princess of Swords is being influenced by this Nine of Cups, which is like an overabundance of pleasure. It is, this is very comfortable right now. I am really loving this experience. There's this artistic flow, or potentially it could be like, because this is the middle decan of Pisces, this could even be like getting lost in escapism and drinking too much, or what else does Pisces represent? Weed. Pisces is weed. So those things, those substances, the concept of Pisces as well definitely relates to what I was saying about not having firm boundaries. But then there's the Seven of Cups reversed. So this is typically issues with intimacy, or issues with having too many options to choose from. It's interesting already, actually. You have the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Cups. The 7 of Cups talks about, I have so many choices, so many things to choose from, and it's like trying to fill a void. But with it being reversed instead of upright, it's kind of like it could be a couple of things. It could be either you're not even aware of the fact that there is something extremely illusory and fake about whatever the situation is, or it could be that you have decided to go about filling that void in a different way. And Princess of Swords could be, it could be you deciding to be you know, it could be communication breakdown, it could be boundary breakdown, it could be just not being confident in which choice to make. It could be making a decision and completely going back on it, all for the sake of the feeling of the 9 cups. But my question to you is it true fulfillment? Does it really make you feel whole and complete? Whereas I feel like this other side here, wow, actually, so the Ace of Swords upright is surrounded by fire, and the Princess of Swords reverse is surrounded by water. Interesting. So it's like you could make this decision and go this way and possibly end up, you know, fighting and having to deal with the outcome of that, which, you know, consequences suck, but no matter if you make a decision or not, there's going to be consequences regardless. It's just which consequences do you really want to deal with, which ones will help you grow as a person, right? Which lesson do you really want to go through again? Interesting, Aries. Very interesting. Okay, so psychological factors, environmental factors. We have the 2 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. 2 5s. And the 2 is reversed, by the way. Wow. Okay, Aries. There's a harmonious change that's trying to occur that you're resisting. You're not making some change that is going to come and bite you in the ass. How I'm seeing this right now is these two 5s are reflecting each path here. Okay. That's my initial impression anyway. So the Five of Pentacles is the Lord of material trouble. This is like not feeling your value, not understanding your worth, losing something materially. Whereas the Five of Cups is Lord of the loss of pleasure. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is grief. It's interesting that I mentioned the word grief earlier. It is grief. It is not feeling emotionally fulfilled. It's going through a loss. It's going through a cycle of really feeling sad. And the only way to go through grief is to go through it. You can't skip any part of that process. What this is saying to me is, if you don't make the changes that are being asked of you, then you will go through a period of loss, or perhaps you already are in a period of loss and major change. It's interesting. This is the Lord of harmonious change, and these being fives, numerology, signify change. So maybe you've already lost some money. Maybe you've already lost some relationships. And these are signals for you to make changes within. And if you don't listen to that, it's just going to continue. But it feels like this eclipse is going to bring something to your attention that you've been trying to ignore, that you've been reluctant to let go of. And maybe, you know what, Aries, you could even be really extremely focused on your career right now and getting lost in workaholism, rather than paying attention to some of the more, well, I'm not going to say more important, but some pressing daily life things. And the Eight of Pentacles is asking you to pay attention to that. Karma, outcome, destiny, Aries. We have the Lovers, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Six of Cups. Holy crap. So that turned around significantly. Huh. Oh man. That's quite a roller coaster, Aries. I'm sorry. So the Lovers, this is like a major arcana card for Gemini, by the way. Queen of Pentacles, this actually represents some Capricorn energy, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so how I see this. You're going through some major losses, and you're struggling to make some kind of decision, right? One path, there's a lot of passion, and you're gonna face some fire, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All right, some friction is necessary. That's how we grow. On the other hand, if you stay in whatever situation this is, or continue forward on this path that you know you need to let go of, that you know has been nagging at you subconsciously, I mean, you can indefinitely, you can do whatever you want, make whatever choice you want, but it feels like to me you are going to make some kind of change here that maybe you've been avoiding up until now, but it's like eclipse season is going to force you to, whether you want to or not. However, the outcome is that you're going to come into some really beautiful truth, some new learning. I don't always see the Lovers as like union with like a new love. I just got chills as I said that. Wow. However, it's next to the Six of Cups, which is a different kind of emotional fulfillment. It's the Lord of Pleasure. It's the Sun in Scorpio, and it's this intertwining energy of two sets of three, two creative forces that balance, right? It could even be a past life connection coming back. It could be someone that you feel like you've known for a really long time. And the Queen of Pentacles being here is you really are understanding your self-worth, you're understanding your true value, what your time is worth, and falling into, not falling rather, but creating and structuring better routines for yourself, better financial planning. It's like once you face this fear and once you let go of whatever it is that's been holding you back, which eclipse season is probably going to force you to, whether you want to or not, and you embrace whatever truth is staring you in the face, whatever comes to you, follow through on whatever changes you need to make. I'm not going to say yes, you're going to find the love of your life, but I will say that things will begin to turn around for you. You'll be able to connect more intimately on a level that up until now you haven't been able to, because you've been coming from a place of feeling empty and grief and getting lost in illusion and the illusion of multiple choices. And there's a lot in here that has to do with really deceiving yourself, pretending that everything is good and hunky-dory and happy, when in reality true intimacy is not being felt, probably on both sides. And again, lastly, I just want to say that this entire reading is supported by the Sun, which is exalted in Aries, by the way, but this is about freedom and expansion and beauty and destiny and illuminating the issues. So the sooner you can make a positive choice for yourself, embrace whatever truth is coming to you, truly pay attention to the details in your daily life. Don't get quite so lost in, make sure you find some kind of work-life balance. Truly stepping into, like, feeling like you're the queen or king, whatever you are, over your own domain. Beauty and pleasure is headed your way. There you have it, Aries. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing a destiny spread for you, so let me know how that resonated with you, and let me know, if you have any feedback.